Hey guys, RagingRaptor and welcome to a new video, and today we have the Holiday Ops explained. Yeah, it's going to be a long video, so strap in, have a beer, have a tea, take a seat and relax while I try to explain everything which you need to know about the Holiday Ops 2020-2021. The first thing is that, well, the event starts on the 9th of December at 8 o'clock and goes until the January 11th. However, this until January is only for getting stuff. You can still use the bonuses and boosters you are getting from the event until the end of January, as we will see at the end of the video. Let's have a quick look at a summary of everything we are going to talk about today. The first is going to be the little gift we are getting. Then the Festive atmosphere in general, how to get decorations, the missions for Chuck fucking Norris, collections, the credit bonuses, the Holiday Ops vehicles, the loot box where also give you the last year's chances, as well as the event extension and the holiday Decorider. Now, the first gift you are going to get is the German Tier 4 Tank Destroyer, the Panzer Selbstfallerfette auf 1C, which is also coming with a crew, a garage slot, 3 small boxes, 500 shards and an anti-duplicator charge. Now, if you also came to the game already and got your well-deserved reward, you will get an additional award of 7 additional small boxes, another anti-duplicator charge, 6 Merry Christmas inscriptions, 6 Lieutenant Gingerbread Man, and 1 random large decoration, which is very nice because I show you just in a bit why they are so good. Now let's talk about the festive atmosphere. Well, as soon as the event starts on the 9th of December, you are going to have a completely new garage with a lot of different things. And as we already mentioned, you're going to get small boxes, you can buy big loot boxes, and the basic idea is out of those boxes you're going to get decorations. You're going to use those decorations to put it on trees, on houses, on tanks, on the garage itself, etc, etc, etc. There are a lot of slots to be filled, and the idea is to get on every single slot a level 5 decoration. Because if you do that, you're going to achieve atmosphere level 10, which is very important, so you can get all the nice little bonuses and features you're seeing right here. Now, as you can see, you can get stuff like 4 crew member, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, as well as access to the special snowflakes people, or the snow maidens, which are here, 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 and here, as well as you're getting anti-duplicate stuffs. You get blueprints, this time a little bit less than last year, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. I do consider that blueprints still did lead to games being a little worse than were before the introduction. But we're also getting training booklets, we're getting crew experience boosters, as well as credits experience boosters, as well at the end a big XP booster booklet. Then we get a 3D style and the access to the collection of the last couple of years, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, which is very, very nice to have. Now you might ask yourself, how am I getting those decorations? And your main way of getting decorations, especially as a free-to-play player, will be the small boxes. What do the small boxes do? Well, they give you a lot of decorations we're going to talk about in just a sec. And Wargaming was kind enough to tell you, if you really are committed to this event, you are able to get 723 different boxes. You get them from daily missions, as you can see, 2 for the easy mission, 3 for the difficult mission, and 4 for the harder mission. And if you do all 3 missions, you get a special bonus mission for the day, and this gives you a 6 additional one. If you do missions for Chuck Norris, you get 6 boxes, and if you do the advanced calendar missions, which every day pop up, which you have to activate yourself, you get an additional 3 boxes. So yeah, there are a lot of boxes you can get if you really want to, which is nice. Again, we already talked about Chuck giving us boxes. You can see we have different levels. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically you can get 9 boxes, 9 times 6 boxes out of Chuck Norris himself if you finish those mission rewards. But again, those are just the mission rewards. You can get also boxes from missions, because you have to complete missions to get those rewards anyway. It's a bit complicated. We are going to have to look at it when we're talking about Chuck himself. Then, as we already mentioned, you will be able to get your snow maidens, and it's very important. Why exactly? Because as soon as you get them, you can ask them for a little present each day. And if you do that, you will get also a 5 times XP booster for a win. But most importantly, you are going to get presents. And as you can see, they are very, very easily leveled up here. You can see you can get present level 1 to 2. is when you have only one present. You can get everything from down here. Now, as more and more presents you're opening from them, up to 10 at the end, you will only get 5 level 5 decorations. It will be very, very important for you free-to-play players out there, or for the people which want to finish up your decoration. If you really want to, you can in theory use shards to, you know, level up that stuff a little bit quicker. I don't really know if it's really a good idea, because you might want to use those shards more wisely than just pumping them into that. Point is, log in every day, do your daily missions, do the advanced calendar missions, and as soon as you have one of your snow maidens, just ask them for a gift every day, and when you did this 19 times, you will have guaranteed level 5 decorations. So what is in those small boxes? Well, you will get 3 random decorations which are guaranteed, but most of the time it will be just level 1, 2 and 3. Rarely it will be level 5, so you will need to use the holiday Decorider. But you will also get one thing of the things below: credits, or random consumables, or garage slots, or training booklets even, or even random directives. And if you are very lucky, you will maybe get the large decorations. It's one of the 2 only ways of getting the large decorations this year. And this will be very important because they give you 2.5% credit bonus each. So it's a very, very important thing to get them as quick as possible, especially before the 11th. So let's talk about the mission for Chuck, because there is another progression going on. If you start to do the missions for our dear Lord and Savior Chuck Norris, not only can you get him for free as your 5th crew member, you can also get the small boxes as mentioned before, which is very, very nice. Now, it might happen to you that, bro, those missions are too hard, you can't do them. Like, I don't know, 1000 damage 3 times is too hard for you in a game. Then you have to say, well, I can simplify those missions if you really want to. However, I highly recommend to not do that. Do not waste your shards to simplify missions, okay? Because that would just take, first of all, away from your shards, which you will eventually need anyway, and those missions are progressive. So, you know, if you start doing them in one game, it will move on to the other game in many cases. Like here, total XP earned, 2000 base XP over any number of battles fighted. Destroy a total of 5 vehicles over any numbers of battle when fighting tier 4 and higher vehicles. Just this one right here might be a little bit harder for people which don't tend to play high tiers, but it should be easy to do. So why do you do that? Because if you start to finish such missions, well, you are going to get a very nice award. Not only are you going to get a discount from tier 2 to tier 10 vehicles, but you're also going to get your special Chuck slot and inscriptions, which you can see right here, like my MS1 is a mousetrap, 99% victory rate, just warming up. Well, Jack, hold on to your pants, my dude. I was able to get a 100% win rate in the Bisonte 45 over 12 games. But in the end, at level when you completed 27 missions, you're going to get Chuck Norris himself, which is an amazing commander because it has Brothers in Arms as a 0 skill perk. It has repairs as well as 6th sense already trained, enough XP to train a 4th skill, and obviously Chuck Norris himself as a voice actor, which will be very interesting to see. Maybe a little bit annoying, who knows, but yeah, he will have his own voice in their game. And yes, Chuck Norris will be very, very good for the upcoming Italian tech tree. Why exactly? Because the Rinoceronte doesn't have 4 crew members, so you will have a lot more skills pushed onto the commander or the gunner or the driver itself. So keep that in mind, that you will try to get as good as a crew as possible on the Rinoceronte if you really want to get this vehicle. Now, we did talk about collections. This is basically every decoration type. Christmas, Magic, New Year and Lunar New Year has a collection because, again, there are always different pieces of decoration you can get from level 1 to level 5. Now, if you're able to finish up these collections, like get every single decoration piece of every single level of one of those collections, you will be able to get one of 4 unique 2D styles, which you can put on whatever tank you want. Like, for example, here we have a panda skin. Here we have a very special reddish, greenish skin. Or hard to say, actually, I don't really know what this is supposed to be. Because the next one is going to be for the New Year, because you can see firework. Maybe this year we won't see that much firework because of the coronavirus. We'll see. And lastly, we have one which is about the Nutcracker. which is also fairly festive if you ask me. But yeah, this is not all. If you are able to achieve level 10 in the festive atmosphere, you are able to get access to the old collections, like from 2018 and 2019, which allows you to fill them up with shards. Again, here the shards get in handy. What does this mean? It allows you to finish up those collections back then, get the 2D styles and inscriptions from there. This is what I used back in the days right now, like what I did lately, and it worked out fairly well so far. Like, I was able to finish up everything very nice and tightly. So yeah, this year I am going to finish up the 2020 collection, and hopefully, as I get enough boxes, the 2021 collection on its own. Now, why do you really want to finish those collections up? Not the ones from last year, but the current year. It's very important because you are able to get a 50% credit bonus of everything. Like, this is significant. Imagine, normally you have to either pay gold or you to get those 50% credit bonus boosters, and this one is always on. How is this exactly working? Again, as mentioned, we have 4 different collections, which is resembled by, again, Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, Magic Christmas, and normal or traditional Christmas. And yes, in each of those, you have different decorations, as mentioned before. And the more decorations you gather, the more of bonuses you are getting. Plus, you also need to get those special big decorations because they give 2.5% each, as already mentioned. So it might be a good idea for you to invest your shards in getting those big decorations early if you want to do that. However, again, for a free-to-play player, I cannot stress it enough. Don't do that because you will get them eventually through the boxes anyway. But it is also important to know that you don't need to finish a collection itself to get a 50 maximum booster of 50%. As you can see, you just need 74 of each, or around 72. I'm not sure if I had the slides correctly. And obviously the 4 large decorations. So this should be your key goal as a free-to-play as well as a maybe pay-to-play player or a person which sometimes spends some money, like for loot boxes like right now. I really recommend to try to space things out and get as quickly as possible to those 74 decorations each. Because again, a 50% flat bonus always is insane, and I cannot stress this enough. Chances are very high that in February or March we're going to get the wicked black market, which is ready to sap all your credit reserves away. So it's very, very important to grind up as much credit as possible, so you might be able to get your hands on a juicy tier 8 premium tank, or maybe a special tier 10 tank like the Foch 155, which was missing last year. And as already mentioned, the large decoration, you are going to get one random one for free if you have the well-deserved reward already claimed. And then you can buy the remaining ones for 1,500, 3,000 and 5,000 shards. Again, for a free-to-play player, I wouldn't recommend doing that because you are going to need your shards very, very dearly. So just try to open as many of the small boxes as possible because they have a chance of having the big decorations in them. Now, at the beginning of the video, we were talking about the holiday ops vehicle slots. They are very interesting. You can unlock them up to 6 for 1 for tier 5, 1 for tier 6, 1 for tier 7, 1 for tier 8, 1 for tier 9 and 1 for tier 10, as well as an additional Chuck Norris slot. Now, for the normal slots, you can give it, for example, for light tanks, you can get 200 more free XP. For heavies and medium, get 50% more combat experience. So if you want to grind the new Polish medium line, will be the perfect time for doing that. And if you want to get more crew XP, you have to play RT or TDs or place RT or TDs in those slots. Very important, premium tanks do not count, sadly. And the Chuck Norris slot is like, it is the best out there. You can decide what bonus you want to have. So for example, you're saying, you know what, I'm grinding light tanks right now, I still want to get the amazing Manticore, which is so amazing. So you can put your, for example, Setter or G-Zor into that slot and say, now I want to get more combat experience, because that is what Chuck does. It gives you the bonus you really want. Now let's talk about the biggest thing yet, the loot boxes. The thing everybody is looking forward to most of the time, because it is the best way to get the most bang for your buck out of wargaming. Once again, this year's boxes will be priced equal to what we had last year. So 3 boxes will cost 6 euros, 11 boxes 12 euros, 25 boxes 40 euros, and 75 boxes will cost a whopping 99.99 euros. Now, this I want to point out is still at least last year was still the best way to get the best bang for your buck, where you get a lot of gold for your money. However, there is a little thing we have to see if this is going to be correct anymore, because this year Wargaming lowered the price of gold of every single premium tank by 10%, meaning that you will basically get 10% less gold in theory when Wargaming didn't change the odds. Like last year, you will get 1 level 5 decoration, 1 decoration of a random level, and 250 gold every time. However, you are also guaranteed to get either a day of premium, 3 days of premium, 7 days of premium, 250, 500, 1000, 100,000 credits, or 500,000 credits. Everything having different odds, with 250 gold, 100,000 credits, and 1 day of premium having the highest odds of getting. But you don't care about that. You want to get those juicy new tanks. The ISU 152K, the Bisonte C45, as well as the GSO 1008 and the Battalion Burrasque are in the list of tier 8 vehicles you will be able to get. That will be very interesting. There are 3 vehicles in there which are very interesting. Again, the Bisonte we already talked about in my first impression video of this tank. The Gisor, we are still waiting to get this tank and try to play and make content of. Keep your eyes peeled for that, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my take on this tank. And the Burrasque, I already free marked this tank. I already was featured in Best Replayers of the Week, and I did a video on this game myself. Awesome sauce. And yeah, the ISU 152K, the worst ISU. And you're also able to get one of the smaller vehicles if you're lucky. Panzerkampfwagen T15, Matilda Black Prince, the M22 Locust, the T78, which is a very nice vehicle, and the new M4A1 FL10. Basically, the Stridswagen with the auto-loader turret, but with armor in that regard, because you usually get penetrated by HE in the Stridswagen, while the M4A1 hull shouldn't be that susceptible to HE. One or several of the 5 new 3D styles for the Model 5A, the CGC Cancer, the Mouse, or the 60 toilet paper Lewandowskiego, or the STB1. Especially the STB1 skin looks very interesting because it makes it look like the Type 74, the production version of the STB1. But fear not, you will be also able to get, if you are lucky, the skins from last year's event. If it is the E4, the E100, the 140, 3005, or the Jagdpanzer E100 or the Object 430 EU skin. All are included. If you're lucky enough, you might get them as well. As already mentioned, all of those tanks have a gold compensation. This gold compensation is worse than what we had last year. Again, because last year the tanks were 10% more expensive. Last year, if you got 1 tank of each, you were able to add this all up to get around 55,000 gold. If you add all those prices up, it's around 45,000 gold. Now it will be very interesting to see if Wargaming is compensating that with a better odd, so you get still roughly the same amount of gold. If not, you will get less money or less gold for your money this year, which in theory isn't a big issue, because again, premium tanks did go cheaper. However, what didn't go cheaper is premium days and free XP, so keep that in mind. Now I really quickly want to go over the odds from last year. You can see the odds of getting the Object 703 version 2 back in the days was 1%, and the same goes for the E75 TS. So 130 PM and Prosciutto were much less likely. Now, please, I do want to point out, it is very important for me and for you, make yourself a set target amount of money you want to invest into those boxes. Don't buy boxes until you have the tank. That's a very bad thing, and that is literally gambling. Say for yourself, you know what, I usually never really buy anything in World of Tanks. I'm going to say this time of the year I'm going to pay 100 euros, get 75 boxes, get myself enough time for premium, you know, get enough money to buy premium account for the remainder of an additional year, and maybe if I'm lucky I get tanks. But again, don't buy the tanks or don't buy the boxes to get the new tanks. The odds are slim and chances are low. Especially as you might have seen already in my leaked video about the advanced calendar, you will be able to buy the Object 703 version 2 as well as the E75TS for gold. Meaning, if Wargaming is keeping to that trend, you can go around for a year and then buy these tanks with the gold you saved up. Also here we have the odds of the loot boxes from the Waffenträger event, and you can see here the odds were even worse with 0.5%. However, I do want to point out those were all CC boxes, and one thing I did notice while going through the different types, you know, the different data sheets, was that usually people were very quickly on getting the new tanks, but after that they rarely appeared. So it means that basically it takes down the odds, even though all of us CCs, all 4 CCs or all 6 CCs which gave me the boxes had the T77. We got them all through the boxes. And back in the days, I know some people obviously didn't got the new tanks, even though they bought 75 boxes. But more often than not, the people got the tanks when they bought 75 boxes. It's hard to say. I don't know how the real algorithm, the real odds are behind the curtain. But point is that it is around most likely 1%. Okay, so you have a good odd of getting the tanks if you buy 75 boxes, but it is not guaranteed. That is how odds work. That is how statistics work. So keep that in mind. So lastly, we have the holiday Decorider, which is there to give you the option to craft things you're missing, craft decorations which you are missing. Here, I really have no guide for you. I will have to look up a guide myself and then ask for permission to use it in a video, because I usually never invest any time in this because it's so annoying, and I usually always do stuff like finish up the collection the year after, okay? The only thing I use this for is to randomize out and try to get the necessary decorations to get 50% credit bonus. That's only what I really do with the holiday Decorider. There are guides, there are things out there which I will gladly share with you when they are ready. Lastly, the event extension. The event or the grinding stuff goes until the January 11th. So until the January 11th, you can grind boxes, you can get all the necessary things to get the 50% credit bonus, to get the chuck slot, etc, etc, etc. But after that, you will not be able to grind out. However, you are able to keep the chuck slot, you are able to keep the holiday slots, you are able to keep the XP slots or the XP bonus until the end, or almost at the end of January. That is awesome. That's really awesome. It means that in theory you can get up to 50 days of continuous 50% credit boosters or 50% XP boosters on certain tanks. Like, it's a very, very nice bonus, and it will help you progress very quickly in the game. Especially right now with the constant corona crisis, you know, you can't really go out, so I guess playing will be a little bit more enjoyable. Let's summarize. I'm sorry the video was so long, but yeah, you will get a free tier 4 tank. You can get in theory a free 50% credit booster for basically the whole runtime. It will make grinds easier. You can get up to 5 crew members with all having 0 skill brothers in arms or sisters in arms, which is amazing. You know why? Because the new Italian crew is just around the corner. And you get a lot of additional stuff from the small boxes as well as from the festive atmosphere. So yeah, it looks like a nice event. It looks like a decent event. It looks like there is a little bit less stuff in the atmosphere than before, last year. However, it looks like we're going to get a Tankmas event as well, where you can get the Panzerkampfwagen 7 skin as well as the Judas skin. Because they are still missing, we don't know yet what is going to happen, and the Daily Bounce leaked or has insider information that there will be a Tankmas event with those 3D styles. In conclusion, the event looks fine. I'm glad to see that Wargaming is not doing the same mistake with the loot boxes as they did with the footlockers, where you have this gambling reroll mechanic. Glad to see that this is not the case anymore. Well done. Don't know if they had troubles with legalities or if they just listened to our feedback. We never know. I like to think that they listened to our feedback and they considered it to be a bad influence for the game. I look forward to it. It's the first time that I'm getting out those Christmas boxes from Wargaming, which will be nice. Obviously, we are going to gather up as much data as possible to give you the full odds and see where this is going. I may or may not try to do a list with the odds of CCs and the odds without the CCs. because I think some people do think that CCs have a little bit less odds, which is weird, but we'll see. Maybe it is something in, again, it's in the algorithm, we don't know. However, I know the video was long. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, let me know in the comment section below what I can do better. I hope you are now prepared with all the knowledge you need to know to get everything you need in the holiday ops. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to watch my other videos. And yeah, I guess Jizo will be around the corner, and I'm looking forward to final playtest this tank and see how it really is. Is it a mini Waffenträger auf E100? Or is it just a TD with the worst DPM of all TDs on tier 8? Cheers, thanks so much for watching, have fun and stay safe.